on Geek Crash Course, I'm going underground to delve into the depths of the Wool series. I'm Dekajlo, and this is Geek Crash Course East. Wool is the first book in a 3-book trilogy released in 2011 by author Hugh Howey. It topped all of the bestseller lists, has been optioned for a movie by Ridley Scott, and most impressively achieved all of this by starting as a self-published novella for the Kindle. Wool takes place in a bleak post-apocalyptic style world where the few thousand remaining humans live in a 100-story silo below ground. Their only contact with the outside world is a single camera on top of their silo sticking out above ground and projecting the image of the toxic, barren landscape to the people of the silo on a single wall on the top level. People make pilgrimage-type journeys to the top floor to see the wall with the projection, but as a general rule, you're not allowed to talk about the outside world or anything beyond the silo. When someone is excommunicated from the silo, usually for a criminal offense, they're sent outside. The title of the book, Wool, references the fact that when someone is sent outside, they go in a minimally protective suit with a wool scrap in their pocket. They use this wool to clean the lens of the camera projecting the outside world. It's sort of a last thread of humanity reaching back to the people in the silo before their protective suit disintegrates and they perish. So, death. The author, Hugh Howey, once personally answered a question I asked him on a Reddit AMA. I asked him what level and what profession he would have in the silo. He told me he'd be a farmer. The silo itself is over 100 levels deep into the earth. Society is metaphorically and literally divided into classes within the silo. The top floors hold the important people, the mayor, the sheriff, the IT department, who's sort of a villainous royalty in the story. The very bottom levels hold those with dirty physical jobs, miners, electricians, mechanics, and other blue-collar workers. And the in-between or middle levels have markets, farms, nurseries, schools, living quarters, among a lot of other things. The entire silo is navigated via a huge spiral staircase that goes all the way from top to bottom. There's no elevator, which keeps society physically striated and divided by class. Everyone's standard clothing is a jumpsuit color-coordinated to their function in society. Farmers wear green, IT wears silver, nurses wear red, etc. It's an extremely controlled society where people must apply to have children in a lottery so that the administration can keep the population of the silo steady. There's evidence of past uprisings, but no one ever mentions or seems to remember them, and there's a lot of walking up and down stairs to visit friends, see the wall with the projection outside, get to work, and with a lot of people literally trying to move up in the world. Wool was the most favorably reviewed book on Amazon in 2012. Because the first book, Wool, is really a compilation of novellas, there aren't too many characters I'm going to focus on. However, one of the characters we meet in the last set of Wool novellas carries through the series, and her name is Juliet. She's a mechanic who is unexpectedly thrust into a leadership position and starts to uncover the dirty history and operations of the silo. She's smart and intuitive, but much like the audience, is discovering most of this world for the first time. I'm not going to reveal too much about the plot and characters going forward, since half the fun of the books is all of the twists and turns that the story takes. So I'll just give you homework. Read Wool and then the sequels Shift and Dust, because I know you'll want to. There's also a graphic novel of Wool that's been released if that's more your style. If you lived in a post-apocalyptic world in a giant underground silo, what would your job be? Would you be a farmer, a nurse, a mechanic? Would you work in the villainous IT? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to subscribe for more Geek Crash Course. At a book signing, George R.R. Martin once signed one of Hugh Howey's books to number 6, Keep Trying, because the first 5 Song of Ice and Fire books were beating Wool on the Amazon bestseller list. Wool then went on to be number 1 and beat all 5 Song of Ice and Fire books. That's it for this week's episode on Wool. Until next time, if you have any questions, you can find Geek Crash Course on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, geekcrashcourse.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Geek Crash Course. So, I have a wool sock, which I didn't actually rub the camera with because I don't know what the deal is in the future where they live. But wool is actually a really poor choice to clean the lens with because it would scratch the lens, which would be really bad. And Hugh Howey put a whole lot of thought into this series, and he's got all of these details right, but like, it kind of bothers me that they're cleaning with wool and not, like, with a nice little microfiber cloth, you know?